Welcome back from the commercial break. Our dear leaders of the Kampala Metropolitan, the city, and they're supposed to be the icon, a point of reference for other, mushrooming cities. And I don't stop at that, but I'm mindful that elsewhere in Africa, and our dear commissioner was able to refer to us also Singapore, they have run faster to achieve the economic targets, especially via urbanization. The African Agenda 2063 advocates for a well-planned and managed urbanization as a force for sustainable development. And there are a number of key results that are expected to be achieved via the National Development Plan, tackling issues of, reduced childhood housing deficit, the urban unemployment, and also looking at the issue of resolving, the challenge of urban dwellers living in slums. And we also, again, looking according to the National Development Plan 3, increase the proportion of tarmac roads, and also the improvement of efficiency of solid waste collection from 30% to 50%. That is just few years to come. And coming back to your RDC, in 3 minutes, I'll be coming back to you as we also continue to compare the notes in analysis. I picked interest on the low funding. And all this is not in favor for any side A or B, because you said it well, when the people cooperate, the leaders, and finally the target is for the economic well-being of the people. Having seen the report, because Uganda is not an island in terms of economic advisory, looking at the World Bank report that recommended 1.4 trillion, and yet we have 421 billion as the budget that is supposed to make Kampala what it should be. All of us, it should be our challenge and our aspiration, not to desire to go to Johannesburg, it's the best city, or Singapore, or maybe Dubai. All of us who could want to see the Kampala, all of us would desire to see. So please, let me welcome you back once again. In 3 or 4 minutes, then I go to road councillor.
That comrade moderator.
Yes.
At times, Ugandans, you amuse me. You are like this lady who wants to remain a virgin, but at the same time she wants to have a kid.
Oh.
The two cannot move together.
So literally, what does that mean?
What it means is that if you want to be a Johannesburg, you want to be a Singapore, you want to be a London, we are not inventing anywhere. These people have done them.
Yes.
It's just a matter of copy and paste, but at a cost.
Yeah.
And my question is very simple. You Ugandans who are watching me, are you prepared for that cost? Or if they had passed a tarmac road in your area, you say you need first to be compensated where there is no money. Because these countries you are mentioning, land belongs to government. In Uganda, it's a reverse. Land belongs to the people. You cannot pass a road in my land before you compensate me. And money for compensation is not there. But you want to be a Singapore. How can that happen?
Yeah, you have a point.
So, there are costs accompanied. And Ugandans should be ready to say that these costs, we are willing to. But if Hakim and his team started now to demolish people who have built illegally on the roads, the next election, the whole thing will not come back. And because they fear that, they make sure when they are passing their roads, they close one eye on such an item. So that's why I was saying that these countries, like the Singapore, countries which are have been like us, when they chose a development path, want to go this direction, they went with little or no debate. Actually, the first years of Lee Kuan Yew, the first 20 years of Lee Kuan Yew, he was branded as a dictator. Because littering in the city could cost you 20 years in prison, and not to go in 20 years to eat food and get clothing, but 20 years of hard labor working for government. By the time you leave the prison, you will have learned how to work, and the government would have benefited.
1 second. When the authority came into existence, I was a bit, and most Ugandans, some are already either appreciating for a progress made, that the authority came in to enforce what should be done right.
Yes.
And again, a minister was put in place, minister for Kampala State Council, then the ED, then full powers given, by the way, much more to the authority, technical and political team, especially appointed. Don't you think that that should be enough to propel some better progress?
You see, when we are discussing our country, we need to be honest.
Yeah, that's right.
Very honest. We want a good city? Yes. Therefore, if you want a good city, you NRM be aside, you DP be aside, you NUP be aside. Let's our effort be on a good city. They will never have a good city, and you will never enforce the rules you are talking about when there is politics.
I hear you.
This gentleman is elected.
Yes.
And people gave him the vote on a basis. When he goes there, and me I'm building on the road, he will not touch me. He's mine. I'm sending him there. When there is, how do you call it, there is illegal trade, he will keep, because I am his supporter. Those ones don't happen in the cities you have mentioned.
They don't happen.
Politics is out of technical work. 2.
Yes.
In Ankole there is a proverb.
Yeah, you mean that you
that 6 men with agreeing heart.
6 men with agreeing heart.
Yes. Slept on the hide of a is it hide or skin?
Yes.
Which one is dry? The dry one is what? The skin or a hide? A hide. 6 men with agreeing heart slept on the hide of a rabbit. Do you know how a rabbit
that's the skin of a rabbit.
6 men, because they had one heart agreeing, they all slept on that. So, if we are to develop this city, you saw how Mr. Kim had started. The issue of saying these RCCs are appointed by the president and they think they are the president. Then the RCCs say, the roadman and his team, we represent the president, therefore we are above them. Then the minister, once we don't agree and say, oh, Mr. Kim was sent by the people of Rubaga, I respect him on that level. Oh, Madame Rukanga was appointed by the president, I respect her in her capacity.
Wonderful.
Such that there is mutual respect for everybody, and there is one mission to provide service to the people of Uganda.
Well, thank you.
What is missing?
I want to appreciate you, Commissioner.
Even if the laws are not changed,
and
but one heart of 6 men sleeping on a hide of a rabbit.
You seem to be understanding the economic and political dimension in this way for the transformation of citizens. And I hope, as you've said, that being the commissioner that have come to work, you'll bridge that gap. And alongside, as I will come, Mr.
I have the will.
Yes, you have the will. Lord Council and our minister at KCCA, Mr. Kim, you've had that RDC is positive. And we've agreed on the challenge, which I believe you also don't, contest. But we must make a way.
But can I make a pledge on the TV?
You make it in 1 second.
I am a leader of the RCCs in Kampala. And I also bridge a gap between the minister and the RCCs. I'm willing to carry my team. Whatever it takes, even if they invited us anywhere, I'm willing to carry my team to come and we dialogue with the team of the authority so that we can get a lasting solution for the people of Kampala. I'm responsible and I'm willing to carry my team, and they're also willing.
Wow, we want to appreciate that. And the Lord Councillor Kim, no excuse. He is on record and has said it. Please let your hands be open. And we come up, there's what we call these days mindset change. We change our mind from the previous, the bad history, the scratching which has been so like of a tiger. and we come back to the really economic issues of our people. Let's receive you as you give us also your input on how can we do it best to make economic progress heads on.
First of all, I want to thank the commissioner, my long-time colleague. We have been together on many media stations for quite a good number of time. But I'm worried whether what he says is in good spirit, but I don't know whether it can be implemented good enough.
I agree, I said it, brother. It is not on gunpoint.
Good enough. He is the supervisor of the RCCs. And he has been advocating for the hawkers, the low-income earners, the vendors, the border riders. But everyone who stays in Kampala knows it very well, that among the people who have harassed these people to chase them away from Kampala,
where they are trying to earn
an economic livelihood are the RCCs. And most particularly, the RCC of Rubaga. She has always issued directives, orders, and even up to now still talk about it, that he wants. You know, in Kampala, there is an estimate that we think to have more than 400,000 border riders.
More than 400?
400,000 border riders.
400?
Yes.
That's an estimate.
But what they intend and want to reserve for Kampala, they want to retain 7,000.
7,000?
You can just imagine what is that.
Is there a rationale?
You can just imagine, yes. So, when the security operatives, the police and the RCCs were chasing away the vendors and hawkers, we even told them that the authority gazetted some two roads, Allen Road and Savannah Kizito Road, for an evening market. No one wanted to listen to that. It was only the political leaders. Last time he talked about the ordinances. Last week, 2 weeks back, we invited the border riders because we are enacting an ordinance called Kampala Public Transport Management Ordinance, which will regulate the taxis, special coasters and borders. We invited them to put in their input. Very early in the morning, the KMP had deployed security operatives. KMP, Tanoi. I even picked my phone and called him. Then he told me.
Can I ask you?
Wait a moment.
Just try to help in your explanation. You see, I happen to have been here for some time. There's what we call KMP Security Committee, a district security committee in the districts.
What's KMP in full? Just help.
Kampala Metropolitan Security Committee.
Okay.
And the road mayor is a member. I wanted to know, when you have such an arrangement, do you normally attend the meetings of security in KMP? Because that's where decisions are taken.
Okay.
And the mayor and the ED are members.
Let me come in. When I picked my phone and called the KMP, Afande Tanoi, he told me it was the DED who wrote to them that the meeting is not allowed to be organized at KCCA. You see, where I started from, that the Deputy Executive Director is appointed by the President.
ED.
DED, Deputy Executive Director, Mr. Engineer Rimbaz. He knows very well that the procedures of making an ordinance, you need the stakeholders to put in their input. But he frustrated the meeting by writing to the KMP. Immediately after the frustration of the meeting, when we invaded him in his office, later he ran very fast to the Lord Mayor and said, Lord Mayor, I'm very sorry, but it is not me. The government does not want the borders to come at KCCA.
I said it better.
You see?
That's what I'm saying. The government...
I gave you my time.
There is a meeting which
I gave you your time. Now,
okay, you could be coming.
Last week,
yes,
he talked about the trans-night working, the night business.
You 3 minutes and then you come back.
Yes. Last week in Makindi, the police grabbed the areas and arrested more than 600 people in Makindi. Those who work throughout the night, those who sell chips, those who night business.
For which reason now?
These are not ascertained. They just come and raid the place and arrest everyone.
Oh God.
I don't know whether Mr. Bamwini is aware of such, because according to the way he talked about this. Now, Mr. Bamwini talked about Singapore, and Singapore got independence in 1962, the same time when Uganda
got independence.
But if you were to compare Singapore today and Uganda, you can imagine, if you were to give percentage, Singapore is at 80, Uganda is at 15 as of now. And the majority of this time, the years we have spent since we got independence, the ruling government has been under the leadership of President Museveni. So we don't know who is to blame. For us, KCCA, we say that we collect local revenue 75%, national revenue, we contribute 75%. Kampala alone.
Towards 421.
The national revenue. The national revenue.
Yes.
Kampala contributes 75%. Actually, the national budget was 48 trillions. If you compare, Kampala contributes not less than 33 trillions to the national treasury. If only the government could remit only 3% or 2% to KCCA, no one would be complaining and the city would be moving very well, because if you put it in percentage, I think, or in reality, we would be getting not less than 800 billions per annum.
Hold it on, I come back to him. Why are you underfunding the city? Because now you represent the president.
I think we shall underfund the city. Yes. Because of one ground. Yes. You see, even when primary, there used to be a debate. Who is more important, father or mother?
Both are important.
There must be opposer and proposer. There was no middle ground. Or fire and water. So, as long as...
So may I go for water?
As long as
yes.
This country has leaders in the name of the Commissioner Bamwini who thinks that the road mayor and his team are not important.
Do they believe so? Because it may
but he has mentioned it here.
That they're not important?
Yes. Because according to him, he said if when there was a meeting of the border,
yes,
he called Tanui.
Yes.
Tanui is a police commander of KNP. But there is a security committee of Kampala Metropolitan chaired by the RCC. And Tanui is just a member. Actually, the secretary is the RISO, the director ISO, in charge of KNP. As long as my colleagues don't want to recognize structures of government, we are giving a lip service to our people.
Can I answer why I made that point?
My proposal, because I'm giving answers, because I have been around.
1 minute, then I come back to you.
My proposal to Mr. Kim and the team, there may be some history that has been around. In Kampala here, there is an organization called Give Me a Chance.
Give Me a Chance.
This position of a commissioner has been established.
Yes.
To make sure that I link up with these organizations.
Yes.
Give me a chance.
For sure.
Come and attend meetings of the Metropolitan Security Committee.
For sure.
This issue you are raising, even if Tanui wanted, he cannot be the meeting.
Yes.
If a meeting has taken a decision, he's just a member. If an issue has been raised, say in Machindi, of that, Machindi has a district security committee of Machindi. Also, let let the leadership of Machinga attend. So in case you did not attend, you can inquire what happened in this meeting. Could we have discussed this? Because Tami cannot be a meeting. There are formal meetings, structures of government which are taken to make sure that there is harmony. Now, me, the only problem I'm seeing is everybody thinks it's big. I'll not go to that meeting. I'll not call the minister. And the minister, I'll not call. I think all of us are appointed, are elected to provide service to the people. The more we fight, the English say it, when two elephants fight, the grass suffers. So how do you ask the funding when already there is an impasse? Legally, he has not mentioned it. Legally, the person who speaks on behalf of KCCA in Parliament is the minister.
The minister?
Yes.
So is he not doing a good job?
It is the minister who takes the budget. But this one has told you deliberately, I know he did it deliberately, that we send our budgets to Parliament. How?
It is still the minister, of course, that's what he meant.
No, they should be, after making their budgets, yes, they should have an engagement with the minister and agree on the position.
Yes.
Even educate the minister on the need.
Okay, let me go.
But if you say we have finished our budgets, they are there, take them to Parliament.
Let me go to you.
Just a robot.
Mr. Hakim, Lord Councillor, Commissioner has said it very well, and you know I'm doing all this objectively so that we can have a way forward.
And you need to do a follow-up. I have prayed.
Yes. So now cooperation is important. All of us we agree, and I would also pray to you. It's my prayer, as they normally say. Give him a chance, as he has said. He has come on board, and all of us, we know the problem, even those who are not within your leadership, that there have been lack of cooperation. And our people, the majority of Ugandans who live in this city, including our youth who come here for education, and finally they want jobs, they want a good livelihood, they end up suffering. And my prayer, and maybe you also your commitment, what do you want to do best to emerge, to bridge this gap? And having heard what you have said, and cognizant of all that you've stated that is a challenge, and which all of us we agree that is a challenge.
First of all, I don't want to doubt Commissioner Bamwini, but if you have you tracked him where he has been for years some time back, most probably the recent one in Masaka. By the time he left Masaka city, he was in fights with the political leaders.
Yes.
Very tense fights.
The people.
Now he's the one who is pledging to build
he's a informed person.
Once you are against
let me finish.
Okay.
Because I know him and I follow him and he's a colleague. Now, if you talk about the mandate, what you think that is the relationship and the responsibility of everyone is indicated in the law.
Yes.
In the law.
Even the relationship of taking the budget to Parliament is known and it is indicated in the law. These meetings at KCCA, where the authority invites the stakeholders like borders, it is indicated in the law. And in the law, the security is not mandated. Actually, the authority is not mandated to request the security about indoor meetings of the authority.
Okay, thank you. Let's go for a commercial break. But I would like to let me come to you. I would like to harmonize the talk, and as you said, the law is important, but the law is being implemented and guide the people. The people should be talking before the law talks. And having said that, let's come back from the commercial break. We'll be looking at head zone, a number of projects that we need to have a proper recommendation for implementation for the economic realities of the people transform. Stay tuned as we meet in the second session.